Hey there, and welcome back to the Simple AI Guide, where we take the complicated world of artificial intelligence and explain it in plain English. My name is Hope. Today we are discussing something that I know a lot of you are dealing with. Which AI tool should you be using? If you have typed the words, which AI is best into a search engine lately, you already know the answer is not simple. You get a wall of technical comparisons, confusing benchmarks, and marketing language that makes every single tool sound perfect for everything. That is not helpful. So stay with us while we sort through today's major AI options. We will be discussing the four biggest AI assistants on the market right now in 2026: ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and Microsoft Copilot. By the end of this episode, you will know what each one does best, what it costs, where it falls short, and, most importantly, which one fits your needs. Let me start by saying something the tech industry does not say nearly enough. There is no single best AI tool for everyone. The right AI depends on how you work, what apps you already use, and what you are trying to accomplish. Think of it less like a competition and more like a toolbox. A hammer and a screwdriver are both useful, but you reach for different ones depending on the job. The same is true here. All four of these tools are what we call large language model powered AI assistants. That is a fancy way of saying they have been trained on enormous amounts of text and can understand and generate human language. You talk to them, they respond. You give them a document, they analyze it. You ask a question, they answer it. The differences come down to who built them, what priorities were used in the design, and how well they connect to the other tools you already use. Let us start with ChatGPT because it is the one most people have heard of. ChatGPT is made by OpenAI, and it really started the mainstream AI conversation back in late 2022. In 2026, it runs on GPT 5.4, OpenAI's latest model. One big headline feature is a context window of up to 1 million tokens. In plain English, a context window is the AI's working memory, how much information it can hold in its head at one time. 1 million tokens is roughly the equivalent of several full novels. You could paste in a massive document, and ChatGPT would work with the whole thing at once. ChatGPT is your versatile all-rounder. It is strong at creative writing, marketing copy, brainstorming, coding, and research. On paid plans, it connects to over 60 other apps, including Slack, Google Drive, and GitHub. It has a built-in image generator called DALL-E on the Plus and higher plans. And there is a deep research feature where you give it a topic and it investigates multiple sources on your behalf. One thing worth knowing about the free tier in 2026, ChatGPT now shows ads in the United States. OpenAI says those ads do not influence the answers, but paid plan users do not see them at all. What does ChatGPT cost? The free tier is still available. The Go plan is $8 a month. The popular Plus plan is $20 a month. There is a newer Pro tier at $100 a month for heavy users and a business plan at $25 per user per month for organizations. Where does it fall short? It is less integrated than Gemini if you live in Google's world, and less integrated than Copilot if you live in Microsoft's. Heavy Plus users can also hit message caps that push toward a much pricier upgrade. But for general everyday tasks, writing, research, planning, learning, ChatGPT Plus is a very solid, versatile choice. Now let us talk about Google Gemini. If you use Gmail, Google Drive, Google Docs, or Google Sheets, Gemini is going to feel like a fundamentally different kind of AI because it was designed to live inside those tools, not alongside them. Gemini is Google's AI assistant. In 2026, the flagship version is Gemini 3 Pro, which launched in late 2025 and topped a major independent AI benchmark at release. It features a standard 1 million token context window, so it handles large documents with ease. What really sets Gemini apart is the Google Workspace integration. In Gmail, you can ask it to draft replies. In Google Docs, it helps you write and edit. In Sheets, it builds formulas and analyzes data. In Drive, it finds and summarizes files. In Meet, it takes notes. It is working inside the apps you already use every day. You never have to jump to a separate tab. Gemini is also strong at what is called multimodal tasks, meaning it can process text, images, audio, and video all in the same conversation. For researchers, content creators, and educators who work with different kinds of media, that is genuinely useful. The deep research feature in Gemini Advanced autonomously gathers and synthesizes information from multiple sources, and it is one of the most capable at the consumer tier. What does Gemini cost? The free tier is available and it is reasonably generous. The most popular paid individual plan is Gemini Advanced at $19.99 a month as part of Google One AI Premium. Here is something worth noting about that plan. It bundles in 2 terabytes of Google storage. If you are already paying for Google storage separately, you are effectively getting the AI features for significantly less than $20. That is a genuinely strong value for existing Google users. There is also an Ultra plan at $249.99 a month for the heaviest users. Where does Gemini fall short? If you do not use Google Workspace, its biggest advantage disappears. It is still a capable AI, but without the integration, it is just another option in a crowded field. Creative writing and coding are also slightly behind ChatGPT and Claude at the equivalent tier, and free tier rate limits can frustrate heavy daily users. The bottom line, if you live in Google's ecosystem, Gemini is the obvious upgrade. If you do not, it is strong, just not uniquely so. Now let us talk about Claude. I will be upfront. The Simple AI Guide uses Claude for a lot of our own content work, but I want to give you an honest and accurate picture. So let us talk about where it actually excels and where it has real gaps. Claude is made by a company called Anthropic. Anthropic was founded specifically around the goal of building AI that is safe, honest, and aligned with human values. The design philosophy is called constitutional AI. The model is trained not just to be capable, but to be careful and honest. In practice, this means Claude tends to produce responses that feel more natural and precise, with fewer instances of what we call hallucination. A hallucination is when an AI confidently states something that is not true. Claude has the lowest hallucination rate of the 4 tools we are covering today, especially on complex or nuanced topics. The flagship model in 2026 is Claude Opus 4.6, released in February. It includes a 1 million token context window and advanced capabilities for coordinating complex multi-step tasks. Where Claude truly shines is long-form writing, reports, essays, book chapters, grant proposals, detailed analyses. Claude consistently produces the highest quality output of the 4 tools. Multiple independent reviewers in 2026 agree that the writing is more nuanced, better organized, and requires less editing than alternatives. If writing quality matters to you, this is where you will notice a real, tangible difference. Claude is also the strongest choice for document analysis. Paste in a contract, a research paper, a medical summary, or a lengthy report, and Claude reads it carefully and explains it accurately. The combination of a large context window and a low hallucination rate means you are getting a reliable analysis, not just a confident-sounding one. For developers, there is Claude Code, a coding agent that has become one of the most widely used AI tools among professional software developers. One research firm reported roughly $2.5 billion in annualized revenue from Claude Code alone in early 2026. Real developers are paying for it because it delivers real results. What does Claude cost? Free tier is available. Claude Pro is $20 a month. Claude Max is $100 a month for 5 times the usage, or $200 a month for 20 times, aimed at power users. Team plans start at $25 per user per month for businesses. Where does Claude fall short? Claude has no built-in image generation. You will need a separate tool for that. Its third-party app integration ecosystem is smaller than ChatGPT's. And like the others, the free tier has daily message limits. For writers, researchers, educators, lawyers, and anyone who regularly works with long or complex material, Claude Pro at $20 a month is very hard to beat. Let us talk about Microsoft Copilot. And right away, I want to be clear. Copilot is different from the other 3 in a meaningful way. ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude are all trying to be general-purpose AI assistants. Copilot has a more specific mission: to be the best possible AI for people who work inside Microsoft 365 every day. If your workday runs through Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams, which is true for an enormous number of people in offices, schools, and organizations of all kinds, Copilot fits into that world seamlessly. Not in a separate window, not through copy and paste, inside the apps themselves. For example, you are writing in Word and ask Copilot to restructure a section. You are in Excel and ask it to analyze your data and write formulas. You are in Outlook and ask it to draft a reply. You are in a Teams meeting and ask it to summarize what has been said. That level of integration changes how the tool feels to use. At the business and enterprise level, Copilot connects to your organization's internal data through Microsoft Graph. That means it can reference your actual documents, your actual email history, your actual Teams conversations when generating responses. No other tool in this comparison can do that out of the box. And because Business Copilot runs within Microsoft's Azure environment, your data stays inside Microsoft's security boundary under your existing compliance policies. For organizations in regulated industries, healthcare, finance, legal, education, that matters enormously. Under the hood, Copilot runs on OpenAI's GPT models, so the underlying intelligence is strong. The packaging, integration, and security are what differentiate it. What does it cost? Free Copilot Chat is available to Microsoft account holders. Copilot Pro for individuals, which adds AI inside Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and OneNote, is $20 a month. For businesses, Microsoft 365 Copilot Business is $18 per user per month, under a promotional rate available through June 2026, rising to $21 after that. Enterprise plans are $30 per user per month as an add-on to existing Microsoft 365 licenses. Where does Copilot fall short? If you do not use Microsoft 365, it is a much weaker product. Without the ecosystem, you are getting a capable but undifferentiated AI. Creative writing and coding outside of Office apps lag behind ChatGPT and Claude, and you need an underlying Microsoft 365 subscription for the full experience. Copilot alone is not truly a standalone product. If you use Microsoft 365 all day, every day, Copilot is absolutely worth serious consideration. If you do not, the other three tools will likely serve you better. Now let us make this practical. Here are some real-life situations and which tool fits each one best. Writing a blog post, article, essay, or report. Start with Claude. Its long-form writing quality is consistently the strongest. ChatGPT Plus is a strong second, especially for marketing copy and shorter pieces. Doing research that needs current sources? Gemini's deep research is excellent, especially if you want to connect to your Google Drive. ChatGPT's deep research on Plus is also strong for multi-source synthesis, coding, and software development. Claude Code leads for complex, multi-file projects. ChatGPT is a solid second, especially for developers already in the GitHub ecosystem. Working in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Teams every day? Copilot is the clear answer. Nothing else offers native in-app AI assistance inside those tools the way Copilot does. Working in Gmail, Google Docs, and Google Sheets every day? Gemini is your natural choice. The integration is seamless, and the pricing is competitive. Analyzing a long document, a contract, a research paper, a financial report? Claude is the most reliable option. Its careful reasoning and low hallucination rate make it the strongest choice for this kind of work. Completely new to AI and just starting out, ChatGPT is the safest starting point. It has the largest community, the most tutorials, and the broadest general capability. Gemini is a close second if you already use Google, since you already have an account. Running a business with strong data security needs? On Microsoft 365, Copilot is the most secure because your data stays within Azure under your existing compliance policies. On Google Workspace, Gemini Business provides the same within Google's framework. Here is something worth saying out loud. Most experienced AI users in 2026 use 2 or 3 tools, each for different tasks. Someone might use Claude for writing and document work, ChatGPT for quick brainstorming, and Copilot for their daily work in Microsoft 365. You do not have to choose just one, especially because the free tiers of all 4 tools are genuinely useful. Try them. Figure out which ones actually help you. Then pay for the ones that earn a regular place in your routine. If you are just starting, here is my simple recommendation. Pick one tool, use it for a full month, and pay attention to where it frustrates you. That frustration, that moment where you think, I wish this tool could do this task better, is your signal. It tells you exactly what to look for next. AI works best when you approach it with a specific goal rather than vague curiosity. Instead of asking which AI is best, ask yourself, what do I actually want to accomplish? Then find the tool that does that well. If you want the full written guide with all the tool comparisons, pricing, and step-by-step instructions, head over to AI4everyone.ai. The link will be in the show notes. And while you are there, subscribe to our free newsletter. Every week we cover one AI topic in plain English. No jargon, no hype, just practical stuff you can actually use. This episode was written by humans and AI, read by an AI voice. Thanks for listening to the Simple AI Guide. Join me for the next episode.